Hello, 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 and welcome in. Welcome in, everybody. How are you guys doing tonight? Hopefully, you guys are having a great night. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to this evening's live. My name is Tanya, and it's good to see everybody. If you appreciate tonight's case coverage, please take a second, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We do talk true crime here daily. So if that's something that you're into, don't forget to do those things. If you want to become a channel member, I'm just getting this all the way in the beginning. I'll slap that thing. I'll slap the link in the chat throughout the live tonight. So if you'd like to become a channel member, we'd love to have you be a part of our team. So, and let me see who's all in here. How's everybody doing tonight? I see everybody. I see you all. I see y'all. I see ya. Well, hopefully you guys are all having a great night tonight. It is going to be a good show. I have a feeling anyway. Hopefully the weather's okay where you're at. I hear there's a lot of rain. Oh, sitting there with your maker's mark. Oh, you're a classy gal, Alicia. Don't be smoking with that. You'll be funny. I'm just picturing Alicia sitting there, just enjoying herself, you know? Me too, Karina. I really hope that they find the guy who did this. Hey, Aries. Oh, tornadoes are in Iowa. Wow, prayers. Wow. Well, welcome in, everybody. Hey, Jan. How you doing? Welcome in, everybody. It's good to see you guys. We are going to start doing our giveaways this weekend. I was going to do them tonight, but then I was going to start it tonight, but then I didn't want to start it on a night that I'm like, I want to do it like, I want to surprise you guys whenever I do them. So it'll officially start Saturday tomorrow through next Saturday. And I'm just going to pick random lives. And if you're here, you can, participate in the giveaway. And then if you're not, I guess not. I don't know. I'm just going to pick different random days throughout the week. That way you guys kind of I got to get you guys to come and visit. That's my thing. That's my stick. I'm a salesperson. What do I say? What can I say? But go ahead. Let's sit back, relax, and enjoy the life for tonight. So we are going to be discussing Rachel Morin. Hey, Lenora, welcome in. And Doodlebug. I like the little bugs. So we're going to be discussing Rachel Morin tonight. She is a mother of 5 who went on a run on a trail at the Mon Paw. It's a popular trail, Mon Paw Trail in Bel Air, Maryland. And she never returned home. Her boyfriend, Richard Tobin, called the police later that evening around 11 p.m. when he didn't hear from her because her children were at his house and he was wondering where their mother was and where his girlfriend was. The following day, they did have a search for her. They did like a canvas of the Mon Paw Trail, and somebody did end up finding her in a large covert. And I actually have some videos of the covert tonight to show you guys. I have some videos of her family that I forgot to show you guys these a long time ago, but of her daughter. I mean, they're raw. They're raw videos of her brother. He's in the covert, speaking. Very, very emotional videos, but they're worth the watch because they're trying to get the word out there. So but whoever did this, they literally just grabbed her off the trail, proceeded to unalive her, and then he pieced out. But he did leave his DNA behind. So when he left his DNA behind, they were able to trace it to another case in LA where they had collected DNA. So they only have the DNA. They don't have the person it belongs to. So we're waiting on somebody to get arrested, and then they slap their DNA in the database, but it has to be a felony conviction or, they won't do that. They don't have a suspect. No, DM. So the other day I was on Twitter and I saw that Grizzly put a picture on her Twitter and it looked like the suspect. And this guy, I guess, was like from 15 minutes away. He unalived his daughter and his wife or something like that. I didn't really catch the whole story, but she was like, doesn't this guy look like him? And when I saw it, I was like, wow, I could see a resemblance. But then I brought Vincent in. I said, you look at it. And he was picking out things that he saw different. And I'm like, so, 2 different people can see 2 different things. But then I realized that there was an article that just said that guy had just moved here from Guatemala. So I was like, dang, because I was like, that does kind of look like him. The nose is what got me. But then Vincent was like, what about the jawline? This guy has like I'm like, oh, that's true. But yeah, did you see that, Janet? I was crazy. When I saw it, Janet, I was like, whoa. I was like, that does look like the guy. But then Vincent was like, I don't think it does. And I'm like, what the heck? What do you mean you don't think it does? But that's like two different people's perceptions. So does everybody, I think everyone knows the case, right? You guys don't need me to go through like the timeline, anything like that. If you know the case, if you do know what this case is about, put a 2 in the chat. Let's see who's listening. If you do know about this case, put a 2 in the chat. If you don't know about this case, put a 1, and then we can always go over the timeline that I made. And I have a little chart of the similarities and the differences, or we could go through them throughout the life. You guys are listening. Hey, Catherine. Such a doggy. Oh my gosh. It's wearing an outfit. That's cute. Okay. Hey, VMath. Happy Friday. It's Friday. 222. Because I did have this really nice little, timeline for you. But I love timelines, but timelines can get a little boring. So I'll just share it with you guys. But proof that I did make this timeline. So I made this timeline a while back, and then I just added to it, which there wasn't a whole lot to add to it. And then, so we will start off tonight with this article that just came out today. It was, has this picture of her on there. I don't ever remember seeing this picture of her before. She looks very pretty. So we'll read this article, and then I'm going to show you these videos. They're like small clips of her family, and they're on this person's YouTube, and this person only has like 400 subscribers. I don't understand why. They're like a podcaster, but maybe that's because they do something off this platform, not on this platform, but they're very good at what they do. So I'll be sure to drop their links too. But this is in Bel Air, Maryland. So it says, despite the release of a 30-second commercial, and I'll show you that as well, featuring a plea from the mom of slain Bel Air mother of 5 asking for the public's help in finding her daughter's killer, no new information has emerged, according to the law firm representing the family of Rachel Morin. No arrests have been made yet in the brutal slaying of Moren, 37, whose body was found along the PalTrail in Bel Air 8 months ago. Her eldest daughter, a former partner of Moren, her eldest daughter and a former partner of Moren said they're confident investigators will find the person who attacked Moren last summer. Christy Hopkins, spokesperson for the Herald County Sheriff's Office, told Patch that work is being done every day on Moren's case. At this time, there is no additional investigative information being released. We are far from calling this a cold case, as there is still much work being done with data and information to carefully examine and review. While tips continue to come in, there has not been increased traffic since the release of the commercial. Man, the commercial is powerful. As cases occur across the state or country that have similar details on Rachel's case, we immediately reach out to local law enforcement. If the suspect's DNA was cataloged into the CODIS database from another crime, we would be alerted, Hopkins added. At this time, we have not been alerted to any DNA CODIS matches, with the exception of the case from Los Angeles. Now, in my opinion, you run the DNA again too. You just keep putting it in CODIS, because what if CODIS glitches and it doesn't tell you, hey, we found the DNA? I don't know. I just don't like technology like that. I would want to recheck. Give me a recheck. Good thing I don't run for president. I'd like, get me a revote. That's what it made me sound like. Revote. So here it says, at this time, we have not been alerted. So, okay, they haven't been alerted. Matt McMahon, the father of Rachel Morin's oldest daughter, Faye, 18, reached out to Patch and said the video likely hasn't generated leads because it doesn't provide the type of information that would procure valuable information, but he and his daughter have full faith that investigators are dedicated to finding the killer. And I think that if you have a missing child, whoever did this commercial, they should always be doing the commercials for missing people. When Tim Papa was here, the former FBI profiler, he mentioned how that video wouldn't be helpful because it lacks details. That video aside, the HCSO does continue to move forward on the investigation in several directions. However, I can't give details. Otherwise, it would reveal the approach the investigation is taking to track down the suspect. Well, we have faith in them, I guess. I was recently reassured that the HCSO still has 3 detectives dedicated to the case. Being that they still feel it necessary to dedicate that many detectives shows that they still have quite a lot of information to sort through and leads to follow. They are making process. I'm supposed to say progress, but it says process. They are making progress. Faye and I have complete faith in their work and believe they will identify and apprehend the suspect. The Rice Murtha Sora law firm, originally hired by some of Moren's family members, released the video about 2 weeks ago. The video aired in Southern California, where an attack there is believed to have been committed by the person who killed Moren, as both a tribute to the Bel Air mother of 5 and a plea for justice from her loved ones. The video has received a lot of comments and shares, but we have not heard of any leads. Randolph Rice with the law firm gives it, the law firm again. I think the family is still having a hard time comprehending that Rachel is dead and that this guy is still not caught with so much information, like a DNA video sketch. And then the commercial can be seen on YouTube, social media platforms. I'm going to play it here for you guys. This is Rachel's mom. Thank you guys all for being here. I appreciate it. If I didn't say hi, I'm sorry. I was on the other page. They really need to catch this guy. They really do. They really, really do. And the Nancy Grace I want to play you guys tonight, it's her podcast, so it's not out on any other platforms yet. So it should be a pretty good podcast for you guys to listen to. So this is going to be a commercial that Rachel Morin's mom just did. It was released, they said, in Southern California, where the suspect was prior to coming to Maryland. They're thinking maybe he went back, and that way they can get the word out over there.
Rachel Morin was my daughter.
Now they're saying that this commercial is not, it doesn't give it that much detail, I guess, so it's not great, but I think it's powerful in my own word. I mean, my own opinion.
Rachel Morin was my daughter. She was a mother to 5 children. She's a sister. Somebody just grabbed her and took her. If he's willing to kill a perfect stranger, he's willing to kill anybody. If you know this person, turn him in.
Let's do this. Let's catch this guy and bring peace to Rachel Morin's family. For more information, visit the website below.
Pretty good, I thought. Anyway, thought it was a pretty good video. I think it speaks volumes having a mom on the commercial. Hey, Princess Meg Elsa. Hey, Parker. Hey, West Virginia Holler Girl. I know I missed some people, but welcome in, everybody. Hey, Cindy. We had rain today, too. Hey, Ladybug. Didn't even see you there. I must have passed you there. Welcome in. So I want to show you guys these videos. They're sad. I'm going to give you a warning because they're really sad. But I watched these months ago. And I was going to play them, but I think I got like a little nervous. So I was like, man, I don't know. Because I'm really like, I'm still weird about it, but like playing like other creators' content that I don't like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know them. No, like we're not friends. I'm not friends with really anybody on YouTube, but you know what I mean? I don't know this person from anybody, but they did really, really, really good videos. They did some really good videos. So they're all like pretty short. So we can go through them. They're extremely emotional. So this is the covert that she was found in, and this is going to be her brother. So we'll just like, oh, look, I didn't even notice there was one from 3 days ago. I thought these looked new. Okay. Okay, awesome. I thought that they did. You're heading to Philly tomorrow, Lenora? Have a cheesesteak, have a hoagie, have a piece of pizza. Piece of pizza. And anything from 7-Eleven. Soft pretzel, and a Slurpee. That's what I'd get. Okay, so I'm going to play this video. If you guys don't mind just taking a second, hit the like button. If you guys haven't already, I'm sure you have because you guys are great at that. But I'm going to play this one and we'll just play through these. They have Rachel's daughter, Rachel's brother, and then the father of Rachel's oldest daughter is in this also. And he's still actively out there pursuing, looking, giving out flyers, which says a lot. He wants to help his daughter find the person that did this to her mother, and he wants to find out who did this to her too, because at one point, even if they're not together now, at one point they had a love for each other, enough to have a baby together. So it's really sad. And let me take this back a look to the beginning. And then I'm going to drop their link in the chat as well. Well, this one, I didn't play, that's why.
This is this final resting place of Rachel. in this tunnel. You know, kind of looks like a sewer. You know, I think about her laying here, and, you know, I wonder if she was, you know, half awake, looking at the light and just saying, I just got to make it to that light. She thinking about her kids. She thinking about me. Did she feel hopeless here? Think about warm, you know, feeling warm under her head, and then making the connection. That's blood. It's dark. Did you feel alone? It's not. Think about like what she looked like, you know, beaten or whatever. It's like still pretty. I don't care how dirty, how scary, you know, how she felt. I wish I could feel it for her. And I won't look away. That's kind of why I'm spending so much time in these tunnels, this tunnel specifically.
Okay, let me.
It's even longer than I.
Don't you do that, Banfield. I didn't want you to come
Kind
in.
of look.
I should have caught it before that. Before Banfield like flew on the screen there. But that's her brother. That's incredibly sad. I don't think Vincent's going to sit in with me anymore when I start to do my lives, because he was like, that's really sad. He watched a couple of these with me tonight. Yeah, they're really sad, aren't they, Karina? Like, I mean, that her brother, that's so heartfelt. I just want to give that man a hug. Actually, you know what? I don't even want to do that. I want to find the guy that did this. And you know me, I'm not going to find nobody over here sitting in my chair, but I hope this guy is caught. I really, really, really do, for like her family's sake. You're going to hear from her daughter also. And I know it was a video short. I don't know if it's in the actual video that they put on here, but if not, I'll play it for you. And her daughter talks about getting a promise ring and from her boyfriend. And I guess her mom said she pictured her getting a ring from him before. And so it meant a lot. It meant a lot that she got that promise ring, but it was like a catch-22 because she couldn't show her mom, you know? So this is going to be the father of Rachel's oldest daughter. And this one's like 2 minutes long. And I'm going to drop their link in the chat again. And they have like all these little videos on their page.
Most of the time when I'm thinking about Rachel, I block out my emotions because it's the only way for me to survive. But right now, there's just a deep sense of sadness. Not just because Rachel was an incredible person and an incredible mother. Not just because she gave me the best part of my life, which is my daughter. But because of the loss, all of her children are suffering. My daughter and her other 4 children. I mean, they lost the most important person in their life over 3 months ago now. I just feel really powerful sadness. I'm scared to bring Faye here, not for her safety, but because I don't know how she's going to react. I want to protect her, and I want her to also heal, and I don't know how much of an impact this is going to have. I worry that she's going to fall to pieces. As far as I know, she does not know the exact location of where Rachel was found or where she was attacked. And I worry she's just going to fall apart. I think at some point she will want to know, because in one discussion that I did have with her, she sat right up and asked me a point blank question about what happened to Rachel. because she desperately wanted answers. But I'm just scared to bring her here because I'm worried she's going to fall apart.
It's amazing, like how gives me cold chills. I was writing in the chat, like, I was agreeing with Karina's like statement. She said she was so loved. Like, if you could get a group of like people like this, your child's father is breaking down into tears. You know what I mean? She was loved. She was loved. And now 5 kids don't have a mom. 5. It's senseless. So this is her sister-in-law. I haven't seen this one. So this one's her sister-in-law. Let's play this one here. It's like 1 minute, 34 seconds. This person's really good at like these videos.
I just knew when they found her car here, I just, in my heart, I knew, I'm like, she's gone. She's gone. Because I'm thinking, even if she got injured, because the trail was left open.
Also, don't you remember, wasn't it her niece that died like 2 weeks before? I think it was her niece.
Somebody would have seen her like on the trail, like, oh, I broke my ankle, or, you know, someone would have seen her. So that, to me, the fact that people, you know, it was open. So we came here immediately. We came here right away and we're like, let's go look for her. But in my heart, I knew, so, you know, that's not like her. I dropped my husband off. I was going to look with a couple other friends, guys that we knew and stuff like that, who, you know, were like, let's go look for Rachel. And, but her daughter had called and wanted me to get them. They didn't want to be home alone. And so I'm like, okay, then I was going to look, but I'm like, I'll just drop you off and I'll go get the kids and you look. And so I went to get her children, and I will never forget the look on her daughter's face when I came up. And this is before they found her, but she was so scared. She has very blue eyes, and my like big blue eyes, and her eyes were so distraught, like just so sad. And it just is one of those images that burns in your brain forever. Like her sad eyes of like, I don't know where my mom is. I don't know if she's okay. That affected me a lot, to see her child so sad.
They're so short. I was like, oh, that one's already over. These are really sad. The next one's going to be really, really sad. It's Rachel's daughter. And she talks this is the spot where Rachel's home was demolished. I don't know why they demolished the home. I'm not sure about the backstory on that. I don't know if she says it in here because I haven't listened to this one in a while. I was listening to the video shorts earlier, but you can tell there's like a driveway, but there's just no home. So let me put this back for you guys. And thank you guys all for being here. I appreciate it. If you're coming in and you're like, what are we watching? We are covering Rachel Morin's case tonight. And these are short videos that a creator did. And I'm going to drop their link again. It's called Storytellers. And they did videos with Rachel Morin's family. I meant to show these to you like a while ago. But I didn't end up showing them to you guys. So this video that we're watching right now is going to be Faye, her 18-year-old daughter, Rachel's daughter.
Can you tell us a little bit about where we are right now?
This is where my mom's house used to be. That's now gone. I just think about going upstairs in my mom's room and laying down with her.
It's beautiful.
How old are you when you go up and lay down with her?
All the time. I always wanted to.
That's a sweet memory.
I feel like the person who did this took a lot of experiences away from us. We talked about doing a lot of things together, and she's never going to be able to be at my wedding. I'm never going to be able to go to hers. Like, she's never going to be able to meet my kids. And I just feel like we had a lot of plans that we just never get to do anymore because he just took them away one day. And there's just a lot of things that we talked about that we should have been able to do together that is just gone. And
That one got me in my feels, guys. That one did. Wow. Because you never forget your childhood home. And then for it to be demolished, oh my lordy. Yeah, that one got me. Okay, yeah, that one got me. I'm going to show you the video short that I watched because I thought this one was really cute too. Like it was like she talks a little bit more. Do you know what I mean? Like she smiles in this one a little bit. So I'll play this short.
I would have wanted to told her that I got a promise ring. And then she told me that she had a dream before that he got me a ring and that she told him it wasn't big enough. So we made sure that we got a big one that she would approve of.
So sad. It's so incredibly sad. And you know, these videos, they just show that these people, like we might talk about them on the channel, but they're real humans. I don't know, Aaron. I was wondering the same thing. I don't know why the house is gone. But I'm thinking maybe it wasn't structurally maybe sound because I don't think this is the house they lived in right before she was killed. I think this is the house they lived in when she was a little bit younger. So the house, you can see there's like a little bit of a house beside it and it looks really kind of like old. I was looking at it a second ago. I'm like, oh, that house looks a little old. So maybe it was an old house and they just, demolished it. There's no house there to look at, Cheryl. But there was a house in the corner. Let me see if I can, like where this gate is. Yeah, like, doesn't it look like it's a little rough? I don't know. The fence looks nice. Looks like a new fence. But you know what I mean? It just looks like it's like, I don't know, like, oh, my emblem or my logo, like in front of the where you need to see. Let me see. How do I get this off of here? Okay. Like the side of it. I don't know if that's like the siding is like messed up or if it's actually like holes, but guess it could be worse, but that's what I was seeing. So I was like, maybe that house, maybe the one beside it was like, just not very good, but it's very sad. It's extremely sad. I remember my childhood home and I remember going by it and being like really sad that I wasn't there anymore, So we will go back and watch the next video. This is going to be her brother, Rachel Morin's brother, Michael. And then we saw him down there as well. That first video was powerful. I mean, they all have been.
Got to a point where I was literally drinking every single day. I couldn't bear to think about my sister or what a weak man I am. I got to a point where I literally felt so guilty. I was going to kill myself.
So what keeps you alive?
I reached out to a pastor friend of mine, and I tried to quit drinking a few times before. A couple of days would be good, and then these thoughts would just creep in. Some intrusive thoughts. There's a lot of details about my sister's murder that it's not out there in the media. People know about that. I would just think about. I don't know how to feel.
Oh my gosh, guys. Sorry about that. Hold on. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to do that. Didn't mean to exit. Didn't mean to exit. I was just like, peace, peace, guys. I accidentally, instead of clicking back on the video, I clicked back on here. Was I fast though? Getting back in here? I think I was. Sorry about that. That was quick. I was like, come right back in. So I'm glad I'm in the right one. Because we have like 2 lives up, right now. That would have been embarrassing. I was reading the chat. Sorry. Nancy Grace in the corner. Yeah, she back there. I got some good pictures of her though. Like the one for tonight's thumbnail, that was pretty good. I was like, it doesn't really look like my kind of like my thumbnail that I usually do, but I thought it was pretty nice, pretty cool looking. So sorry about that. Let's go and watch the next video. And this time I'll try not to exit StreamYard, I mean, that was pretty funny though. And then we'll so after we're done watching these, we'll watch the Nancy Grace episode podcast that she just came out with also. And this one isn't on
Being put in a
YouTube yet.
place where you just have so much anger, guilt and shame, to the point of almost committing suicide. You have 2 options: either to die or to trust God and practicing your faith and giving God everything in your life, your past, your present, your future, and actually living in that. There's a peace there, and that's not something that you can just. I don't think, for myself anyway, I can be very stubborn, but that's not something that I could will myself to do. But being put in that place, you're left with no other option. Choosing life or choosing death. And I'm grateful, as morbid as that may sound, I'm grateful for that, for the peace.
I'm on mute. I'm like, I'm on mute. This is the next video here. This is going to be Rachel's, the father of Rachel's oldest daughter. He, like I said, he's been really still trying to find out who did this to her. He really wants answers for himself and for his daughter and for her other kids, it's genuine. And if you can have a relationship like that with the father of your kids when you're not together, that's amazing. If you can have this kind of relationship where he's crying and he's looking, that's a really amazing, I guess, Now I'm wondering why Richard Tobin ain't anywhere here. Like, because they broke up, they weren't dating that long. But I don't know. You think that he would have slipped in a little video cameo, but he does want answers. Yes, he does, Cheryl.
So I've been spending a lot of time
Hire him
last few
if I go
weeks
missing.
walking into these woods and exploring some of the paths, trying to.
That's all she was literally doing, what that lady was doing when she ran by. It's crazy.
See this location through the eyes of that killer. I know I'm never really going to understand his mind, and I don't want to understand his mind. But if I can just see things the way that he was seeing them, I'm hoping that I'll get some insights that can lead me in the direction of this suspect, both figuratively and literally. Some of these trails I've been following feel like he was likely walking on these either the day that he killed Rachel, or when he was planning the planning phase, because he clearly planned this attack. He knew where the tunnel was. He knew where the attack location was. And because he had been lurking in these woods, watching women run by, we know that he also planned where he was going to watch from.
There were drag marks we later found out. So that's how they knew she was taken from like the trail off of the trail.
Look down here past these big trees, you might be able to make out this brown footbridge with these brown railings. And that bridge is 1 minute prior to the attack location. And this path to the left runs parallel to the Monpa main trail. So somewhere out here is where the suspect was lurking, likely between this path and the main trail, lurking in the bushes behind the trees, watching women run by. Unfortunately, on August 5th, shortly after 7 o'clock, the suspect in these woods wearing work boots, jeans, and a hoodie, sunglasses, saw Rachel and decided that he had an opportunity because there was nobody else on the trail. So he attacked Rachel, and he quickly brought her back to that trail, to the tunnel, and killed her. So up here, he would have privacy. You know, in April, when the vegetation's not in that much, and you look down, the trail's still pretty obscured. You can see it, but in August, he would have a pretty good cloak.
So is he saying he thinks, was she running down this trail? Because that's what it sounded like. Like she was coming from that bridge and then she ran like through here. This looks a little sketch. Like this doesn't look like the regular trail. I'm going to go back a little bit. Sorry, guys. I just want to see what he says. Like, maybe we can play it on 2 times. That's what we'll do.
Left runs parallel.
Okay, right here is where I need to. Okay.
Railings. And that bridge is 1 minute prior to the attack location. And this path to the left runs parallel to the Monpa main trail.
Okay, so yeah.
So somewhere out here is where the suspect was lurking, likely between this path and the main trail, lurking in the bushes behind the trees, watching women run by. Unfortunately, on August 5th, shortly after 7 o'clock, the suspect in these woods wearing work boots, jeans, and a hoodie, sunglasses, saw Rachel and decided that he had an opportunity because there was nobody else on.
I didn't remember them ever saying that he had on work boots and a hoodie. Did anyone else remember hearing that? So crazy. Her boyfriend was watching the kids. I know that Mystic. And I think that she went to the trail like a few times a week the same time. So, I mean, this person could have been there and seen her on like a different occasion and saw that she had a pattern. Wow. This is
on the trail.
Insanity.
So he attacked Rachel and he quickly brought her back to that trail, to the tunnel.
That's why nobody saw anything. It wasn't like open.
So up here, he would have privacy.
Absolutely.
You know, in April, when the vegetation's not in that much, and you look down, the trail's still pretty obscured. You can see it, but in August, he would have a pretty good cloak.
Yeah, all those trees would have leaves. Look at that. Yeah. This is from 4 days ago also.
So I think right about here, right about there on the Monpa Trail is where the suspect killed Rachel. So somewhere between here and there is where the suspect was lurking in the woods. And then I think after he killed Rachel, he went up this path that is not too far past where we can see. Maybe another 1 minute walk tops, and it'll let you right out to that neighborhood. And that's why I'm canvassing in that neighborhood back there, because I think he killed Rachel, went up to the neighborhood on that path, and I think he went home. I think he had a place he was calling home in that neighborhood.
It's really sad. That's heartbreaking. There's one more video, and this is from 3 days ago. And it is, let me put their link in the chat again before I forget. If you guys want to watch the rest of these videos, or if you missed any and you don't want to rewind this, you can watch them over there. So I'm going to play this one. I can't believe these only have like 100 and some views, 200 views. Like, everybody go get this person some views. I don't know why they don't have more. Let me go to their about. Nothing. They just have this LinkedIn. Let me see what's going on with their, I'm not joining. I mean, I don't want to put in my LinkedIn to see it. So, okay. All right, I already have this up for you guys, I think. No, I don't. Okay, let's play this one here. And this is of her, the father of her child, one of her children. And this is him canvassing the neighborhood.
Well, I'm standing in a neighborhood about a half a mile due east of where Rachel was brutally attacked and murdered. I'm in this neighborhood because due to the proximity of the attack and the fact that I now know that the suspect likely traveled in an easterly direction after he killed Rachel, this is the prime search area that I'm targeting to try to find clues to the suspect's identity. I've been walking around these homes, handing out flyers, talking to the community, have received some tips from the community that are relayed to the sheriff's department, and just taking notes about what I see. I do feel like answers can be found in this community. So for the next few weeks, I'm just gonna keep walking the streets and keep working it.
Okay, so those are the videos. Yeah, thanks, Jan. Yeah, those videos are so good. I don't know why they don't have more. They don't have any more videos though either. But they have a lot of shorts too that you can like go through. This is, let me show you this. I think this is when she had her daughter.
I didn't say her name. I said, yeah, if you want to go with that.
Hey, Isabel or something.
You got a name. You're gonna go say.
Oh, that's really, oh man, you heard her voice. Oh man, that's really sweet. I'm glad that her daughter has this though, Jamie, we're not talking about Coburger. Wrong live. I think they got mixed up.
And I just knew.
We watched these ones. I'm pretty sure. But you can go over there. I'm not going to play all the videos. These are the shorts. Go over and check out the shorts video. His name is storytellers.design. And I'm going to put the link in there again. Oh, I thought that was the link and it wasn't. This stupid thing keeps rejecting my comments. Like, they're not even bad. How can my own comments are getting rejected. All I said earlier was, you're welcome. These are really good, sad, but good. I was trying to tell Mystic that. Wouldn't let me send it. So I just say, you're welcome. But we will move it on over to Miss Nancy. She is talking with Rachel Morin's mom. So this is a pretty good interview. I will play this for you guys here. I also have, so that since it's a podcast, it's not out on YouTube or anything like that yet. I'm going to put up some pictures that I did find. It was so hard to find pictures that were not like locked down copywritten from like, a news organization. So, but I did find some. So I will play this here. It's 40 minutes long, but it has commercials. I'll flip through the commercials. We will talk whenever we need to talk through it. And I'll be in the chat too. So thank you guys all for being here. Hey, Ashley, welcome in. Welcome in. And it's good to see everybody. Oh, you don't feel good? Oh, I love that you guys ask each other how y'all doing and stuff. Y'all make me so proud. Okay. I don't know if this is the beginning, so let me go back a little bit.
No smoke. No.
Oh yeah. Okay.
The
Crime Stories with Nancy Grace. August 5, September 5, October 5, November 5, December 5, January 5, February 5, March 5, April 5, 8 months since this incredibly beautiful woman, but forget her physical beauty, mother of 5. Mother of 5. Let that sink in. I'm a mother of 2, and I can hardly hold it together. Every minute, I need to do something else for the twins. A mother of 5 is found naked, raped, bludgeoned so badly. Her face was practically gone. She had been beaten so badly and left out on the Ma and Pa hiking trail. Who did this thing? As a family member of a murder victim myself, it's really hard to take the next step to actually take a shower and get dressed and drive to the store or go back to school or resume your job or listen to the phone ring or play music on your car radio. Yeah, all of that's hard. This mother of Rachel Morin, she's stuck in a quagmire. She can't move forward. She can't go back because there is no justice. I'm talking about beautiful mom of 5, Rachel Morin. We've got the perp's DNA. We've got a description. We've got one heck of a composite, but no perp. Today, joining me, Rachel's mother. I'm Nancy Grace. This is Crime Stories. Good evening, and thank you for being with us. With each tick of the clock, each moment, each minute, each hour that passes, the memory of Rachel Morin and the facts surrounding her murder fade. This is exactly what a defense attorney wants when the time comes for this to go to trial. Nobody remembers. Nobody recalls what happened to Rachel Morin, just simply out for a walk. I remember. Let me jog your memory. Take a listen to Sheriff Jeffrey Galler.
At approximately 11:23 last evening, our deputies responded to a report of a missing person. It was reported by the individual's boyfriend that Rachel Morin, who's age 37, had headed out from her home on Old Emerton Road around 6 p.m. to go to the Ma and Pa Trail. Once she had not returned as and when expected, the family was obviously concerned. Initial information from the boyfriend, again, the caller who reported her missing, indicated her car was at the lot at the trailhead here on William Street, behind like where Independent Brewery is, the people that are familiar with Bel Air. The car was there, but she was not.
Is Bel Air, Maryland. With me, an incredible panel, a brain trust, renowned psychologist, a death investigator, an investigative reporter, an FBI profiler and author, a high-profile lawyer. But first, I'm going to go to a very special guest. I've thought about her. I've wondered about her. I've prayed for her. And now I get to speak to her. Rachel Morin's mother, Patty. Miss Morin, thank you for being with us.
Thank you for inviting me. I appreciate it. I appreciate you keeping Rachel's story alive. I think that's the most important thing right now.
I do too. And with you is high-profile lawyer, the Moren family attorney from Rice, Murtha, and Soros at ricelawmd.com, Randolph Rice, if I may call you Randy. Randy, just very quickly, isn't it true that the longer a case is delayed, the worse it is for the victim's family and the prosecutor?
Certainly. I mean, we've obviously seen that with Patty and the family, that they've had to go through, as you said at the lead, 8 months of just agony and desperation that they have not caught this man. They know who he is. We know who he is. We've got DNA. We've got a sketch. We've got a video. But we just don't have a name. And that's what we need. That's what Patty and the family needs right now, is a name. And this is what we needed to happen. We need more people to see these sketches. We need more people to see the video. Hopefully somebody comes forward and says, I know who that guy is right there. I know who he is. That's so-and-so.
Guys, for those of you that may have forgotten the facts of the case, listen again to Sheriff Jeffrey Galler.
While it was all of our hope, certainly mine and everyone standing up here with me, and the men and women of our office and all of our citizens, that Rachel would be found safe, at about 1:07 p.m., a citizen called 911 to report a female's body had been located off the trail. At that time, it was obvious that this person was deceased. The investigation went from a missing person investigation to a homicide investigation.
Ms. Morin, Rachel's mother, speaking out today. Ms. Morin, when did you learn that Rachel was missing?
It was actually, I woke, and this is going to sound kind of weird, but I woke up the morning that they found her body, and we were still in Kentucky because I had a grandbaby that had passed away, and we had just did a funeral for her. And I woke up and I said, I just have a really bad feeling that something's happened to Rachel. And my oldest daughter, who rode down with me, she checked on Facebook and she messaged other family members. And it was while she was on Facebook that she found out that Rachel had been reported missing. Nobody contacted us before then. And then it wasn't until after they found Rachel's body that the sheriff department used one of my children's phone to contact me to let us know that they had found her body. So we kind of didn't know until after the fact. She'd been missing and already passed.
Who told you that Rachel was missing, and who told you that her body had been found?
My oldest daughter saw the post on Facebook on the sheriff's webpage. And then it was the investigating detective at the time that had called using my son's phone to let us know that they had found her and they believed that it was her and that she had passed away. Well, they found her body.
And really, all of this was instigated because you had a, quote, bad feeling. Miss Morin, I've got to tell you something. When my fiance was murdered, I had just walked out of a statistics exam, and I was on my way to my job in the library, and I got a message to call Keith's family, and I knew right then that Keith was dead. That minute, when they picked up the phone and said hello, I said, is Keith gone? I knew. I don't know how that happens, Miss Morin. I don't know how that happens, but it
I knew when my father was killed in a car accident.
happened. What was the feeling that
You
you
just know
had?
sometimes.
What did it feel like?
It when I woke up, it felt like it felt like a shadow. It also felt like profound. like sadness, emptiness. Like I just knew that there was something that, like I think it's just mother's intuition. I just knew there was something that wasn't right, that there was something terribly wrong, but I didn't know what it was. And when my kids were younger, teenagers, and they would, go spend time with their friends, I would know if they were, being honest or not. It's like a mother just knows her children. I can't explain it. I don't profess to be psychic or
Absolutely, they do.
anything. I just think it's because we are a close-knit family. And so my oldest daughter, knowing that mom's intuition is usually correct, she went looking, contacting her brothers, and to see, if everybody was okay. And that's how we found out.
Do you remember what you were doing when you were told that Rachel's body had been found?
I was at my son's house. We were getting ready to come back to Maryland. But we weren't sure what was happening with Rachel. So I wanted to hurry up and come back so we could be part of looking for her. And so we had packed up our things. We were getting ready to pack up the car when we got the phone call that she was missing. I think we were like maybe not a half mile, like a half hour or so down the road from my son's house heading back. And my daughter that had traveled with me, my oldest daughter, she said, "Mom, you need to turn around and go home because you're not going to be able to drive the 10 hours home." And so, I thought I was okay, but my son and my daughter insisted that I stay a couple of days to bring my emotions and things under control so I could drive the 10 hours back to Maryland.
This week into identity theft for 5% your
happiness and the personal and professional. Miss
Okay, very incredibly sad. Thank you guys all for being here tonight. I appreciate it. My comments are not coming through for some reason. They're blocking them, half of them. They're not even bad. I was just like, that's really great, and it blocked it. So if you don't see me talking a whole lot, that's why. But I'm going to talk on the iPad. So I'll be doing all the emojis and everything here in a minute because it's hard to do that on the computer. But I just wanted to stop and let you guys know that I do appreciate you guys all being here. We are keeping, Rachel's name out there. We're, getting all the new details that we can get from her mom. We're just trying to get anything at this point. Hopefully this guy, that's what I was going to tell you guys earlier. Hopefully the suspect, I don't want him to offend. I don't want him to do anything to like a woman, but I mean, if he does offend again, if it's a misdemeanor, they're not going to they won't put his DNA in the system. So he's going to have to commit another felony. Maybe he'll steal an unoccupied car or something. That'll get his DNA in there. I don't want anyone to get hurt. But, hopefully they will, because he's out there somewhere and he literally drove 38 hours across the country from Los Angeles over to, let me get me up here. Maybe. Oh, no, there's an overlay. Sorry. But from Los Angeles all the way to Maryland is 38 hours. We looked it up a while back when we first started covering this case. He either was going out there for a purpose. He either knew someone out there, it was a job he was going to, something brought him there. Because I really don't know a whole lot of people that move from California to Maryland on a whim. Like, hey, let's just move to Maryland, so I think that I have a feeling that, he traveled there for work or because he knew someone, like a family member.
Moren, what was your initial reaction? I know when
What
I
do you
was
guys
told
think? Let me know.
that Keith was dead, I didn't believe it. I immediately thought, wait, this is wrong. There's been some type of an accident. And if I can just get there fast enough,
Nancy.
I can get him to a hospital and I can fix it. I can fix this. I couldn't take it in until I saw someone write Bernstein Funeral Home. And that's really when I took in that Keith was actually dead? What was your initial reaction? Did you believe it? Did you think there had been a mistake?
When I first heard that she was missing, I had hoped that we would find her. When they said they found her body, that was probably, you know that it's true because somebody in authority is telling you it, but at the same time, you don't want to accept it as true. Like I can't. It's too painful to believe that it's true. And it wasn't actually until we unveiled her headstone that for the first time it felt like Rachel is really gone. I know that she's gone, but it made it like concrete, like she's really gone. And that I need to I'm trying to figure out how do I disconnect being a mom from this process of grieving, because I still feel connected to her. So I don't know how I'm supposed to feel. So I apologize for crying.
Oh, that's so sad. Don't apologize.
It's because
it's her mom. It's
so very sad to me. I loved Rachel very much. I love all my children. So it's been just like very hard. It's been very hard for all of us, actually. Oh, yeah. Sorry.
And joining me is Rachel Morin's mother, speaking out before we delve into the facts and what we know right now about catching the killer. When we were on break, Miss Morin, you said, I can't believe it's been 8 months and it's not getting any better.
Yeah, you would. Well, I suppose I would think it's been 8 months, but the emotion is still so strong. And like the grief and the sorrow, it's still very intense. It's so sad. Like, she should never have died. Like, she didn't do anything wrong. She was just walking the trail, which she does all the time. They've been doing it since they were little kids, and we moved here to Maryland. That was one of the things we did after supper, is we would go as a family and walk the trail. The boys would run into the woods, look for bugs and frogs and that kind of stuff.
You mean this trail or a trail near your family home?
This trail. We lived a block from this trail for over 10 years.
So this was her childhood home and childhood area. So she had walked this trail many, many times.
Do you think this guy could have seen her walking? Maybe he does stay in the area, right? Maybe he walks that trail, goes back there. Maybe he smokes a little or something after work. What if she went to the trail like Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays? And maybe he saw her out there 2 Wednesdays in a row. And he's like, wonder if she comes out here every Wednesday. So then he, started going out every night just to see if he would see her. And then he would see, catch her going certain times. Maybe he was stalking her. This was very planned for him to get her off of a trail into a covert, unalive her, do other things, and then unalive her, and nothing be heard. I mean, it seems like the trail is pretty popular.
And there's a lot too.
It was August.
What you just said, her familiarity with the trail, feeling at home or at ease there, to the point where I'm sure, no fault of her own, I do it too. She felt at ease and probably let her defenses down, like we all do when we're at home or we're doing something we do every day. That's normal. Karen Stark, can you weigh in on, with me is Karen Stark, renowned psychologist, TV, radio, trauma expert at KarenStark.com, Karen with a C, in case you're trying to reach her. can you, and I'm sure you can, I'm just the JD, you're the shrink. Can you assign a word or words to what Miss Morin is going through?
This is so typical of grief, Nancy. I mean, I recognized it right away. I'm sure you did too, that you just can't accept that the person has died. And it takes a very long time for that to sink in. You're also talking about a mother, that connection, that mother's instinct that she talked about. And that will never go away, that feeling of being connected. But having to accept it, it takes a long time till we're able to accept the loss of a child who should never die before you. It's not the way it's supposed to work.
What do we know about the killer, and where do we get that information? From the crime scene. Listen.
Since the body of Rachel Morin was discovered in a drainage tunnel not far from the main entrance of the Ma and Pa Trail, Michael Gabrzeski has spoken out to the media about what he and his stepdaughter found or witnessed. The following information has been reported as fact by Michael Gabrzeski. Claim number 1. Gabrzeski's stepdaughter Cecilia discovered the body of Rachel Morin in a drainage tunnel. Claim number 2. Rachel Morin was lying on her back, fully naked, and she had brutal head trauma. It looked like her head had been smashed with a rock. Claim number 3. There was a 15 to 20 foot blood trail, so it looked like she had been beaten and dragged into position. Claim number 4. The right side of her face was gone. And claim number 5. It looked like the killer was trying to erase her identity.
Again, joining me in an all-star panel to make sense of what we know right now. But I just wanted to say to Miss Morin, I was told nothing about my fiance's murders, the case surrounding it before trial. I was called in as a witness, although I did not see the murder occur. And I remember coming off the witness stand and seeing Keith's bloody shirt on the state's counsel table. And it literally stopped me in my tracks. I was not prepared for that. And I want to apologize to you for going through these facts. And the reason I'm doing it, Mrs. Morin, is because these facts are going to help catch her killer. And only these facts are going to help catch her killer. I hate to rehash them with you there, but I want your input. You are her mother. You know more about her and this trail than anybody on this panel or anybody out there, period. So please, you, along with your attorney, Randolph Rice, please jump in whenever you hear something that's wrong or you want to comment on. I want to go now to another special guest joining us, Tim Papa, former FBI profiler, supervisory special agent. And listen to this, founder and behavioral content creator of Storytellers on YouTube. He has walked the trail. He has examined the crime scene. From the FBI, Tim Papa. Tim, help me out. What is taking so long? We got the guy's DNA. We've got what I believe to be an excellent composite. And, you know, composites can go in a lot of different directions. Example, have you seen those sketch artist drawings of what goes on in federal court where there aren't no cameras? Nobody looks like those sketches at all. I've worked on a lot of composites, including composites created post-mortem of victims when I needed somebody to identify a victim. What I'm telling you is I think this is a pretty good composite. So that said, Tim Papa, help me.
No, I mean, the timing is frustrating, but if you have an inexperienced killer, which is what I think we have here, it's true that they might make more mistakes, but it also is likely true that they're not going to have a pattern because they're inexperienced. So they might be learning, but they also might be becoming more reckless in some of their behaviors.
Rachel was murdered in brutal fashion in Maryland, Bel Air, Maryland. This guy's DNA pops up from a crime scene in LA. That's where we're getting a lot of this composite. So he attacks a group of people, a group inside this home. He's brazen. I believe he sex assaulted someone in there. A child came to the door of the room and started screaming. It woke everybody up. This guy is brazen. Now, how does this guy pop up in Bel Air, Maryland, and LA? 2 violent crime scenes, 2 sex assaults, 1 murder, and we don't have him yet. So, Tim, that's what I'm saying. I think this is a really good composite based on what I can see.
It is. Rachel may have just been a target of opportunity, but he would have been familiar enough with that trail to know where he might have some cover in timing to attack someone. I think this comes down to relationships, that there are still people who are not coming forward who have information.
Well, yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
I can figure that out. And I'm not an FBI profiler, Tim Papa. I need a little bit more from you about that. But I also want to say, you initially said you believe he's an experienced killer. I know he laid in wait. And Joe Scott's going to jump in on that, Joe Scott Morgan, because there's a curve. And Miss Morin and Randolph Rice, jump in if you know better. But there's apparently a curve in that trail, enough to where she could be walking forward and can't see him, like a predator, like a wolf, waiting around the curve. And also, there was a lot of foliage at the time Rachel was attacked, which could have obscured her vision. He was waiting like a hyena for her to come along. From his vantage point, he could see her coming, but she couldn't see him.
Lay a couple of groundwork so that might help out a little bit. So the video that you saw, that was in March in Los Angeles, of a doorbell camera that captured that individual leaving the home. The belief is that he did not enter the home to that door. So that's why we don't have that the police don't have that video. March of 2023, that video is taken. Then fast forward to August of 2023, when Rachel's body is found on the PalTrail, which anybody from Maryland or that area of Maryland, which is the northeast part of Maryland, will tell you that the PalTrail is not a trail that is easy to find. It is off the beaten path. It is not near the main drag. You have to really know the area or get familiar a little bit with the area or have some connection to the area to be able to find the PalTrail. It's not off to Interstate 95, which is a very popular interstate that runs up the east coast of the United States, runs through Harford County. But even the PalTrail is probably a good 10 to 15 miles from I-95. So this is not a trail where you would just hop off a major interstate and find this trail. So he has to have some knowledge. And that's sort of one of the reasons why we did what we did early on in the investigation of our digital campaign to the Hispanic community, the flyers that we presented in both English and Spanish to those areas, because we believed, and we still believe, as Tim indicated, that he has a connection to this area. As we believe he also has a connection to that neighborhood in Los Angeles, which is just south of downtown. So hitting those areas, hoping that somebody will know him, recognize him, and be able to identify him is what we're trying to do. We've even got now, Patty can tell you that she went on camera last week and we shot a series of television commercials that we're going to start in the next couple of weeks on digital media, hitting specific zip codes in Los Angeles, as well as Harford County, as well as the border communities, because we know this is a Hispanic male who there's a possibility that somebody on the border communities may know who he is as well. And we're going to hit those with social media campaigns to where somebody can see those pictures.
Rachel Morin's mother is not able to move forward. She's stuck. And now she's spending her own money, her own savings to create commercials, create flyers to help catch her daughter's killer. Won't you help us?
We
Joining
need to
me
get a
is
banner or
Rachel's
something for her,
mother,
a billboard.
Patty Moren, and the family lawyer joining us, Randolph.
They don't have billboards and stuff up. We're gonna have to fix that. Karine, I'm not telling you, my hair be looking crazy. I have to show you guys after this. Man, they jacked me up. It took me only a month to figure it out. I knew something was wrong. Just hate people. I should have never cut my hair.
You have a flyer, Randolph Rice, high-profile lawyer that is representing the Moren family.
Sure. So this is the two-sided flyer that we sent to 10,000 homes in and around the crime scene in Los Angeles County. We were able to identify the home based on Google Images. If you
And they also put out flyers that were in Spanish and in English.
take a look at the
Which I
video,
thought
there's
was
a very unique
fantastic.
ridge line across the street. We were able to search those neighborhoods, find the home, and then pinpoint that and drop a dot and hit 10,000 homes around that through the use of what's called EDDM. And I don't mean to get in the weeds here, but this is a program that most people don't realize that the Postal Service developed to find lost dogs. But we used it to make everybody aware of this man. At the time, we didn't have the sketch, so we were using the video that you see there. We took still shots from that and put it on a reward flyer and delivered to every single home in the neighborhood around that crime scene in Los Angeles at the end of 2023. In addition to that, we took this flyer, we sent packs of these to every single high school in the area around here, because that suspect is identified as a fairly young man, probably in his mid to early 20s, and believing that maybe he went to high school in that area. That flyer went to every single high school principal and asked to distribute to their staff, to their employees, to the students, to themselves, to try to identify who this man is. And then this was also coupled with a digital campaign that we ran in Spanish to all these Spanish-speaking websites in Harford County as well as Los Angeles County at the end of last year. So we're trying every possible way to get these images in front of anybody who can identify just a name. So all we need is a name. And we've put in $10,000 and I got another $10,000 and the reward's now up to $35,000. And we've said to everybody that's listened, tell us a name, you get $35,000. That's all we need. No questions asked.
One name, 2 words for $35,000.
Wish I
Miss
knew his
Moren,
name.
I got to tell you, you got some lawyer
I wouldn't even take the
right
money.
there. Those techniques that you're employing are phenomenal, especially the use of EDDM, which I believe stands for Every Door Direct Mail, and that is used by the Postal Service. Guys, in addition to Miss Morin, Patty Morin, who is Rachel Morin's mom, and the family lawyer, Randolph Rice, joining me, FBI profiler Tim Papa, Karen Stark, renowned psychologist, Alexis Tereszchuk joining us, crimeonline.com investigative reporter, and death investigator Joseph Scott Morgan, professor of forensics, Jacksonville State University, author of Blood Beneath My Feet on Amazon, and star of a hit series, Body Bags, with Joseph Scott Morgan. Joe Scott, I want to talk about what this crime scene means. You heard earlier Tim Papa from the FBI, formerly FBI, say an experienced killer. Weigh in. I want to hear your analysis.
What's striking to me, Nancy, is that the individual would be this bold. Even though this trail is in an isolated area, as was pointed out by Tim, off of I-95, some 15 miles. However, this is a location this individual felt comfortable enough in to perpetrate such a heinous crime. And he's going to be very familiar with these specific locations within there, these blind spots you had mentioned, the curves, and certainly this ditch. I'm fascinated by this, that Rachel's remains would be contained in this location. It would be of interest here to think about what he could have done as far as laying in wait. Did they search that area thoroughly? Were there any tiebacks to him? Had he been camping in the area? Had he been seen around that immediate area? And one final thing here. You've got a vicious beast on your hands here. He needs to be found sooner than later, because if he is this bold, and if we are to believe what we have heard thus far reported in the news, the level of violence involved in this will be into anybody that would cross his path. This guy's very, very dangerous, Nancy.
And good playlist.
Create a ripple effect of unalienable rights to life, liberty, to help you achieve your
days. But I have
Joining me, crimeonline.com investigative reporter Alexis Tereszchuk. Alexis, what can you tell us regarding the latest in the search for Rachel's killer? I mean, it sounds to me like the attorney for the family, Randolph Rice, is doing the yeoman's share of work.
He is. He's doing what the police should have done. They have been blanketing the area. Here's the thing. I am from Los Angeles. The coverage has been minimal since the crime took place. And everybody saw the video. It first went out, all of the news stations ran it. Everybody was aware of it. But there have been no sightings of him either in Maryland or Los Angeles. And as the sheriff said, the police are concerned that he may have fled the country. Could have gone south to Mexico. He could have gone anywhere. They don't have a name, so he's not on a no-fly list. They're not looking for him at the border. The only thing they have is his DNA. And luckily, it has been shared nationwide. See, it went from Maryland. It was matched in Los Angeles. If he commits a crime anywhere else, hopefully not. That will show up as well because everything is interconnected.
Joining me, guys, an all-star panel, and we're trying to make sense of the facts that we know right now. To Patty.
What do you mean, hopefully he doesn't reoffend? If he doesn't reoffend, then I don't want him to reoffend either, but we won't find out who it is. He's not going to walk into a police station and say, hey, this is what I did.
Moren, this is Rachel's mother. Are you in regular contact with LA law enforcement?
Actually, I take that
County
back.
Sheriff, yeah.
I take that back. Criminals are dumb. I take that back. It could happen.
What, if anything, are they telling you? Do they update you on a weekly basis?
They do not update me on a weekly basis. What they have told me in the past is they'll release information to me just before it's released to the public. But for the most part, they're keeping everything very close to the chest. And they say is for the integrity of the investigation. And so I know as much as you know.
So you do get some details prior to them being released.
Hopefully, I'm trying to put this in the chat, won't let me comment. Hopefully, criminals are dumb. So hopefully he told somebody about this. That's what I'm hoping, that he ends up telling somebody what he did and they come forward without him having to reoffend.
What are they telling you, Patty?
The things that they have told me is before they released the video to the public, they showed us the video to see if we recognized the person. And then the next day they released it to the public. And then they showed us the sketch of the suspect before they released that to the public. Other than that, there really isn't anything else. Like, I didn't know about the hat or any of those things until the sheriff did his podcast where he released all that information. That was stuff that wasn't told to me beforehand.
Ms. Moren, have you gone back to the spot where Rachel's body was found?
Sadly, yes.
Oh my gosh,
And it was just recently. After she passed, we did, and sorry for the poor English, I have a hard time thinking because I'm so emotional. We did a walk to remember Rachel, where there were about 2,000 people that had come out for this walk.
2,000.
And it was in August. Then we did a celebration of life service for her, and it was broadcast on YouTube. So those that couldn't be there could view it and see video clips of her growing up. And then since that walk of life, I haven't been able to bring myself to go on the trail just because it felt like so fresh, like the death just happened. Like it was so fresh. I couldn't bring myself to go near it. But one of my sons, wanting to help me to move forward, said, "Mom, it might help you if you just walk and I'll explain things as we go along the trail." Just things that he thought. It's speculation, but there's things that he thought. But then he brought me to the place where they did find her body. And it was very hard, but it was also one of those like signposts that makes it final, that she really was in this place at that time. And so it's kind of like a timestamp, but she's not there anymore. And I know that since then, people have actually gone to that place. And I know that there's like graffiti that people are leaving behind now, and they're like messages to Rachel. But So I walked the trail. I haven't been back since then, though.
With me is Rachel's mom, Patty Morin. Miss Morin, Rachel wasn't just killed, she was brutalized. But you have reason to believe she felt safe on the PalTrail. Why?
Yes. The town of Bel Air is a small town. We have a community college that's just a little bit of ways from the town. And we have lived here for over 20 years. Everybody, it's a small family trail. Everybody in the town walks, runs, bikes this trail. We've been doing it for over 20 years. Nothing like this has happened in our town like this. People feel safe. Everyone knows each other. You're on the trail so often that people say hi to each other. It was a very safe place. So she had no reason to believe that she was in harm's way.
And Nancy, just to give you some perspective, Hartford County maybe has 5 homicides a year. And they're typically either drug related or domestically violent, where there's, maybe there was something brewing. Very rarely do they have these random attacks. And really, most people can't have recent memory of anything like this happening in such a small, close-knit, almost rural community.
Miss Morin, you stated that as part of that walk, you saw where Rachel's body was found. I've never gone back to where Keith was murdered. It took me so long to get out of that depression. I don't want to re-trigger it, especially now that I have children to raise. What went through your mind when you saw that spot?
It's like, I know that it's a fact, but at the same time, it's like, I can't believe that it's real or true. I can't explain. It's almost like it's surreal. It's like you have to separate, this is a fact, from your emotions. And so in a part of my brain, it's like, yes, this is a fact. But I still can't, I'm still having a hard time just thinking that she's gone. Like, I can't comprehend. I know that it's true, but my heart won't let me comprehend it. And so that's why I avoided the trail and avoided the tunnel, because I wanted to avoid the pain. So yeah. So in one sense, it did help to go there and to see it, because then it's like your emotions aren't running all over the place. You have some fact to settle on. But at the same time, it's very hard, because then you have to accept the fact is true. I have to accept the fact that she has passed away, that she's been killed. And so it's been hard. Like, I don't know how I'm supposed to be.
Won't you help us help Rachel's mother? Just 2 words for $35,000. 410-836-7788. Repeat, 410-836-7788. Just 2 words. We stop and remember American hero, police officer Matthew Ruge. Just 27 years old, Matthew Ruge shot down in the line of duty, along with Officer Paul Elmstrand and firefighter Adam Finseth, responding to a domestic.
Oh my gosh, this is
Matthew
sad.
always dreamed of being a police officer. He loved helping people in need, leaving behind his parents, Sean and Christy, and his family. We remember American hero, police officer Matthew Ruge. I want to thank.
That is sad. She's been doing that at the end of her show. Like, she shouts out like comments on a fallen officer. And it's really sad that this many officers are being killed in the line of duty. That's an epidemic in itself. Someone's got to be tempted, Karina. I'm tempted. I don't know his name, but I wouldn't even take the reward money. Shoot, if I knew his name, I'd tell him. But if I happen to run into somebody that has that haircut when I go to get my haircut tomorrow, if you all see me tomorrow and my hair is awfully short, just mind your own. If I'm crying, just mind your own. I was reading the chat. Sorry. I was like, what was I reading? I think somebody will be tempted, though, by the reward. I do think that somebody will come forward. It's just a matter of time. Or he's going to reoffend. One or the other. One or the other. So that's what I have for you guys for tonight. I'm going to try to do a live tomorrow during the day sometime before 5 because I'm getting my hair done at 5. That lady jacking up my hair when I got it cut. So now I have to go spend even more money to get it fixed because it's so bad. I didn't even notice it until I was like on camera. And I was just like, this is not right. Like my hair underneath is like shorter than my hair like above. If you can see the difference, like this is underneath. Your underneath shouldn't be longer than your top layer. Like, I mean, my sister-in-law's done my hair for 25 years now or something almost. I should have just went to her, but I didn't. And now I'm really regretting it. I hate the color too. I hate this color. Just thank you for letting me complain for a minute. Thank you for letting me complain. I say it to Vincent, but he's like, he's ready for it to be out, my hair too. But he says it looks like it's coming out. Yes, thanks, DM. You reminded me. Thank you for reminding me. I was going to show you guys the video of the perp. So this is the guy that they're looking for. I went ahead and I pulled it up just in case we were going to play it tonight. But this is him. Oh, it went so fast. It's really short. It's an 8-second clip. So I'll let it play a couple times. But he comes out the door. We thought it was a girl's hand that shuts the door, but allegedly it was the father of the girl that was assaulted. But he walks out like he's casually walking out. Like it almost looks like they did like a little fist bump. Oh, go back. Like, what is he doing right there? Get back here, sir. Wait, I could just do it on like right there. We're going to play it on. Okay, we're just going to get it on. We'll play it on like slower speed. Okay. We'll play the whole thing on a slower speed. I don't know what that would do. Right there. Doesn't it look like he's putting his hand out to like slap his hand? Like, you know what I mean? Like a high five, like a hand, like, like how guys do. This is weird. I remember us looking at this video a lot, but I never realized that. And then you'll see him go off the step and he has his little cell phone in his pocket. It's lit, it lights up. But it looks like, see, because there's the hand. Now they slammed the door pretty hard because you could see that the little reef, hits the door. I mean, you want to take a Coca-Cola with you for the road? Their drinks are outside and everything. But what was he doing? I'm gonna play it one more time. Like, this is so weird to me. Who walks out of a door like that? Walks out when someone's walking behind you. Normally you walk out and then you would turn around. You wouldn't be turning around walking out like watching my back, It's crazy. Let's play it one more time. Got caught on the Ring camera. He has a chain on. I just saw it gleaming. There it is right there. You can see it. And there's a cell phone. Like, he doesn't even look like he is in a hurry. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Debbie Doodles, I don't know. I'm thinking that he went in a different entrance than what he exited out of, because they're saying that, well, they haven't showed us any Ring camera from him going into the home, and that would be money. You know what I mean? That would be a straight full shot of his face. We could have a sketch composite later, but we would have a full shot of his face nonetheless. So, um, I think that he may have went in like a side door or a window or something like that. But then again, there's a lot of a lot of these homes will have like grates on their like those grate things, the black things, the bars that help people not break in. Like the house beside it even has it. You can see the house beside it. It has the bars on the windows. So I'm not for sure if this house is the same, if he would have been able to go through a window. His stance leaving is weird. His stance weird is, or his stance is weird leaving. It is weird. It's very, very strange. Like I wouldn't do that like if I was running from someone. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get out of there. I would have been out. Do you know what kind of phone it is, Mr. Rosebud? Let me see here. I'm just reading the comments. He does look like he has a curvature of the spine. I have one too. 3 of them, actually. I just laugh. I just laugh at it. I'm just like, huh. I was reading the chat. Maybe pushing him, Curious Kit. He could have been. He definitely could have been. Man. Earl Grey tea tastes like, oh, I don't know. Vincent would know, probably. He's a tea drinker. Oh my gosh, I got so much tea in this house, guys. I'm talking like hundreds of packets of tea. Vincent's a tea drinker. His mom's a tea giver. She sends him tea. He'll never need another tea bag the rest of his life, which I love that for him. Because that's stuff I'll forget to like get, at the store. So, and he likes his stuff different from Ohio. So yeah, we're looking for DM. We're looking for a guy in his 20s with a shitty haircut and bad posture. I have scoliosis too, Tanya. Yeah, DM. They told me when I was 36. I found out they're like, you're too old. That was the first time someone told me I was too old to reverse something or do something. Like you just can't. And I was like, what? What? I've been complaining about my back since I was a kid. Really, Ladybug? You and Cheryl? I'm sorry. That's really sad. It's really heartbreaking to be in that situation. Because you're pulled in 2 different directions. You love somebody, but when that person is drinking, you don't love that person they become. I can relate. Never dated an alcoholic, but known a couple. And I'm lucky now I got Vincent. I told him something about someone put their hands on someone earlier, and he was like, I would just yell at someone. He's like, why touch them? He's like, if when I get mad, I just yell or I leave. That's exactly what he said. He's like, I would just leave or, just yell at him. I love him for that. Surviving Narcissist. I haven't seen that. I still love we're looking for a guy in his 20s with a shitty haircut. Because, it is shitty. It's a bad haircut. I don't care. That is not a good fade. If that's supposed to be a fade, it's not fading. It's like, so I have a question for you guys before I jump off. I got my hair done 3 weeks ago, right? Or 4 weeks ago. I don't want them to give me my money back. I don't even want to go back in there. But do you think that I should call in there and let them know just how bad it is? Like after I go tomorrow to Ulta to get it cut again? Like if it's like really as bad as I think it is and they have to cut a lot of my hair off? Because I told her I didn't want any Harley cut off at the first place. And now I think they're going to take off 4 inches or more. I'm terrified. You would say something, Curious Kid? I think I need to say something. Or it's eating me alive. And I don't notice it, guys, until I sit down right here and I get ready for the day. And it's usually like I usually get ready for the day around like in the afternoon. If I don't have to be anywhere in the morning, it's like afternoon. But so I curled it tonight because it's just looking bad. It's just bad. It looks so thinned at the bottom. You would say, okay, I'm gonna say something because that girl, she was young and maybe she just needs a little more practice, you know? I've never had a haircut with where they don't like do this around your face and like pull it and see if it's the same. She never came around to my front. She never cut anything in my front. I didn't even feel her cutting stuff in my back. So she missed a whole layer. Oh, okay. Thank you, Debbie Doodles. Maybe I'll do that. I'm just gonna have them do something to my hair. I'm going to Ulta. They're usually really good. So yeah, Otto. So do you remember when I got my hair done? I showed you guys the pictures. At first, it didn't even look like I got anything done. It I'll have to show them on the members live next time. We were laughing about it because it didn't even look like anything. Well, now my hair has like this red, you can't really see it on the camera, but it has like this red tint to it, but it's not like red. It's like all like maroonish reddish. I don't know what it is. I just don't like it. I haven't colored my hair in 16 years. So the last time I colored my hair was with my dad, right before he passed away. So me going in there and having somebody color my hair that wasn't my sister-in-law was a big thing for me. I mean, I've been putting it off for 16 years because it was something I did with him, you know? And so when I went in there, I even told this girl that. And I was like, and I'm on YouTube, so I want to look really good. You know, I want to come out here feeling good. I don't want a big change to my hair. Just, you know, and I want to trim. I'm looking red and dark, and I'm supposed to be lighter. And, Otto, yeah, I'm gonna go to my sister-in-law next time. Well, I'm gonna go to Ulta here because they're good, but I'm gonna start going to my sister-in-law. It's worth the hour and a half drive. She's the best. And she cuts it in like 2 minutes. You're done. Because she knows my hair, she knows me, she knows my head. And she knows that my head's crooked. Like that girl didn't even ask me what side I part my hair on. None of that. You know? Like, what? Yeah, I think she's just still learning and young. I just, you know, I don't want to get her in trouble, but it's just like I want to help her. Because like what if she thought when I saw it, I didn't really look, but maybe she thought I really looked and I really liked it because I tipped her like I loved it. You know what I mean? Like because I always tip really well because that's what you do when someone gives you a service, you know? I was in service industry, my mom was in service industry, so that's what we do. So now I have to go back and pay an extra $50 for a haircut plus another like $20 for a tip, $15 for tip, $20 for tip, so another 70. I hate my hair right now. I never get my hair cut either. So for me to spend this much money on my hair, it's like that's a lot. So yeah, Mr. Rose, but I thought about doing that. I have scissors and I thought about just having Vincent trim it, but I'm kind of scared. But he would probably do a good job. Save me $50. It's only hair though. I just don't want my hair to be really short. Vincent is not a big fan of short hair. And I was like, but what if I have to cut it like really short, like, you know, up to here? And he's like, well, that's better than that one time when you cut it all the way up to here. So he's fine. Because that's what was worrying me. I mean, I don't want short, I don't want like short hair, but no, I'm going to go over to Ulta. They're usually really good. Their eyebrow bar, chef's kiss. If you ever need to get your eyebrows done, go to Ulta. They do your eyebrows while you're sitting up because when you lay back, your face relaxes in a certain way. So your eyebrows don't look as good. But if you get them done while you're sitting up like this instead of laying back, it makes a big difference. Oh, they didn't realize till later he assaulted a girl. Thank you. I just give myself a buzz every once in a while. That's what Vincent does. Saves money. I think that he did. I think he went and got his haircut like a few months ago. So he likes this lady. There's like 3 ladies and they work in this real little like shop. You wouldn't even know it's, you know, you get your haircut there. It has like the little barber like pole and that's it. And they'll massage you. Women don't get this stuff. I mean, they massage his shoulders when he's done. What? I don't get no massage. I'm lucky if I get the hand massage whenever I go get my nails done. Takes extra time. But thank you guys all for being here. Let me thank you for letting me vent about my hair a little bit. Because, man, I've been trying to grow my hair out really, really long, but it just looks so brittle the way she cut it. You love your hair very short? I bet, but you, Linda, you probably look great with short hair. There's some women that can just pull off the short hair. People can pull off the whole buzz look. Like, I don't have the head for it. My mom said two out of two of her babies, because there was only two, one of them had a really, really like circle head. Like, we didn't have like cone heads when we came up, but the other one had two crowns and like a freckle on hers. That's me. She didn't remember which kid. It was me. My brother's now bald. I wouldn't even recognize him with hair. He has the best bald head. Took off 8 inches. Wow. Wow. I have cut my hair before where you pull it up and then you just cut it and it worked, but I'm afraid to do that. So, Otto, what I'm going to do, my color is a semi-permanent. So I bought Nexus hair color treatment shampoo and conditioner. So I'm going to toss that to the side and bring out my old Nexus regular to just kind of strip the color a little bit. Oh, thanks, Dan. Yeah, sitting straight up. I know I might get my eyebrows done tomorrow. It's been a long time since your girl's done that. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow before I come on the live. Because it's Saturday, y'all. Gotta be looking snazzy on a Saturday. So I do want to do a members live this weekend and then a just a regular day live because Isabel, I miss Isabel. I miss my day crew too, but I know you guys will be there. You guys can make it, usually most of you. But we don't get to see Isabel that often. So when we do a day live, she gets to come in. I'm just saying her. She used to be my ride or die at night. She must be sleeping. Isabel, you getting too old for me, girl? She's gonna beat me. She's gonna beat me up when she comes back in there. Now, Isabel's been literally in this chat since before I had memberships. I think before I had anybody in the chat. I think it might have been just me and her right now. No, it wasn't that bad, but I might have to treat myself a little. No, you're not. You're not DM. Hey, Stephanie, you're always rolling in right when we're about to get off the live. I love that though. Well, I hope you guys all have a great weekend. Does anybody have any good plans coming up? Like, what are you guys doing? Anything this weekend? Anything fun? Spending time with family? What you doing? See what you guys say. Just the bangs here and there. I thought about getting bangs again. I had bangs and my sister-in-law loved them, but I didn't like them. And I do want, man, my hair is going to be so short tomorrow, guys. If it is, just tell me I look pretty. Just say it looks good. If it looks bad, just give me a big thumbs up. Looks great. No, I'm just kidding. You can let me know. I'm surprised I didn't I don't know. I wish it wasn't curled now so I could give you guys the full effect, but it's going to be cut up to here. And it's usually let me move in the camera down to here. I don't know. That's a lot for me. Jenny, is going to do an escape room with your friends. Oh, for your friend's birthday. I want to come. Where do you live, Jenny? You don't have to tell me exactly where you live. What state? I want to go. I've been trying to get Vincent to do that with me forever. He won't do it. But we would be so good at it. It'd be like team building. And I think I told Vincent I'm going to try to get him. He's on board. He was on board earlier. But here in maybe a few days, maybe a week, I am going to take off 2 days, I think. And you know me, I haven't had a day off since I don't know, November, October, something like that. I'm going to take off, I think, 2 days and completely unplug. No phone, no internet, no TV, none of it. So if I do that, I'll let you guys all know. But maybe I'll get a lockbox for the phone. And then if something crazy happens, Well, if something crazy happens, I'll just talk to you guys whenever I get back. Yeah. They can fix the color. Okay. I don't really care too much about the color. Like, it's not that bad and it's coming out, but it's just it's in like the little baby hairs, well, right here. And it just like looks more red there and it just looks fake. Looks like I colored my hair. And I know I did, but I don't want people to know that at all. Oh, a fellow Hoosier. Well, I'm coming. I'm coming, Jenny. Fort Wayne ain't that far. Let me see. Just let me see. I'm like I'm inviting myself. Like, what would you do if I showed up, Jenny? Jenny'd be like, oh my gosh, she showed up. What is she doing here? What is she doing here? And I'd be like, oh, I'm just here to go to the escape room with you guys. 2 hours, 21 minutes. Count me in. That's funny. But I'm going to jump off of here. Thank you guys so much for being here with me tonight. I really appreciate it. I'm going to go hang out with Vincent for a little while before he goes to bed. But I will be on tomorrow. I also have to go to the laundromat because I have a big blanket I have to wash again, a different blanket, but I have to wash it. So maybe we'll do the members live when I go to the laundromat. Might go tomorrow or Sunday. So one of those days we'll do a members live. Also, we are going to start doing our giveaways. It's going to go Saturday to next Saturday, and it's going to be random lives, random days, random times. So just make sure you're subscribed to the channel. All your notifications are set to all. If you're on a cell phone, go to your settings on your cell phone settings, go to your YouTube, and then go to allow notifications as well. So thank you guys for being here tonight. I appreciate it. We're going to do all kinds of little giveaways. We're going to do like gift card giveaways. I'm going to do a gift card for like my store, memberships. We're going to do a bunch of different things. So I hope to see you guys all here for it. And yeah, I think so too, Ladybug. He was in here actually with me today when I was getting ready. It was kind of nice. So it was nice having him in here. But thank you guys all for being here tonight. I really appreciate it. And I am going to get him on the channel. He was talking about it the other day. And I was like, what'd you say? I said, all I got to do is just sit back here and look cute. And just be like, huh, every once in a while. So maybe we can get him to do that. But thank you guys again. I will see you guys all tomorrow and have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Bye, guys. Or actually tomorrow during the day. Bye, guys.